Okay, so welcome and let's get started for a Friday. We're at the end of the week. We're also at the end of the unit. So we did unit 12. And yesterday we started looking at the review. And today we're going to be looking at the extra materials, which is on everything on the unit. So let's go through this together. And I'll share my screen, because I'm wanting to show you this is what we'll be going through. Okay, let's go through it because we know that we have the test after it. So I want to get as much practice as possible with it. Okay, so I'm also going to be sharing where I write the notes. So I did this from last time, but let's go through it. So we can see there's a bit of presentation here. If you remember, we were looking at the future tense. So we've got past, present, future. We were looking at the future, making sentences or statements about the future. And we do that by saying subject, will, verb. So remember, don't add any words in between. As you can see here, subject, will, verb. So there's no to, there's not subject, will, to, verb. It's not subject, will, verb with an ing or verb with an ed. It's just the verb. Study, speak, play. It's called the infinitive. So we haven't changed the verb. It's just, I will study tomorrow. I will work tomorrow. Next week, I will see a movie. Next year, I will travel to Colombia. It's sentences such as that. So we use it to talk about facts in the future. So I'll take some notes here. So facts about the future. So when we do that, we just say will. Like tomorrow will rain. That's a fact. Australia will support the UK. That's a fact. It's fact. So you just subject, will, verb. But we can also use this to talk about what we think. So what we think about the future. And to do that, we must say subject, think. Then there's another subject, verb. So I think it will rain tomorrow is different to tomorrow it will rain. One is a fact, tomorrow it will rain. And the other sentence is what I think. I'm not yet 100% sure. I just think it. I think it will rain. So we can see examples here. The one about the fact is I will be 38 this year. That's a fact. What I think, pills will replace food. People will eat healthy in the future. That's what I think. So affirmative means we make a sentence. It's just subject, will, verb. It's just a statement, a sentence. And negative means, if you remember from our rules, we add not. I will not work tomorrow. So we add not, or we say won't. I won't work tomorrow. So that's how we make a negative. We add not, or we add won't. And we still have the verb as it is. Tomorrow I won't work. Tomorrow I will not work. So you've got will not or won't. Yeah, both the same. There's no difference. If we respond, if we make a question, we just start with the verb. We've always been saying that when we do a question, we start with the verb. So will, subject, verb. So I changed the order because here it's subject, will, verb, but in the question, it's will, subject, verb. So you got to be careful. I've changed the order. So I'll make sure, will you work tomorrow? That's a question. Will it rain tomorrow? Will I see you tomorrow? That's a question. To answer it, yes, I will. Yes, no, I won't. Yes, he will. So it depends who the subject is. No, he won't. Yes, we will. No, we won't. So it just depends who the subject is. That's why I've put an S. But that's the structure. So we know we've got the first one is what we call an affirmative statement. Then we've got a negative, and then we've got a question. And this is the future simple. The future simple. It's very simple. So that's how we make that sentence. It's very different to the future continuous, and it's very different to the future perfect or the perfect future, and to lots of other ways. But this is just a simple one. The first one, you should always, if you want to talk about the future, start with this one. Will, verb. I will work tomorrow. The continuous is I am going to work tomorrow. The future perfect is I will have worked for, that's a lot harder, but we won't get into that one. I will be working tomorrow, the continuous. Very different, but the same idea. They're the same meaning. It's just different ways of making a sentence. Let's go into the exercises so we can practice it. So we're going to use, it says add ill or will. Now remember the first one, the ILL, is when we connect the will to the subject. So it's I'll work tomorrow, which is just the same as I will work tomorrow. It's just I've connected it. I'll work tomorrow. So let's go through them. We can see exercise 1. So there's the rules I've put up there. Exercise 1. Tomorrow, will. Tomorrow's our subject. Will, verb. Be is a verb. Tomorrow will be a beautiful day. That sounds like a fact about the future. Number 2, one day. One day I will be famous. Okay, that's a fact about the future. This person is very sure I will be famous. Yes. One day I'll be famous in the future. Yeah. Yeah, it's very common for the subject I to connect it. Yeah. Yeah. But remember, not at the end of the sentence like we looked at yesterday. Yeah, one day I'll be famous. So it could be this one or I'll. One day I'll be famous. Number I'll. That's how we say this one. Okay, number 3, Joanna. Yeah, we will be in Rome tomorrow. So meet us there. That's a fact about the future. So it's talking about many people. We will be in Rome tomorrow. So meet us there. So make sure you add the will here. We will be. For Mariana. Your new girlfriend? Yeah, will be at the party. Yep, that's a fact. She will be at the party. So we added will here. Yeah. So what do? It's a question. Good that you recognize that there's a question mark at the end. So it doesn't start with a subject. What do we have to do to make it a question? Will. So we need to bring that will here, because we know from the rule, if I look up, question, will, subject, verb. So will, then I have to make this one subject. So that's the subject. So will, subject, verb. Will your new girlfriend be at the party? So the person's going to say, yes, she will. No, she won't. Or no, she will not. Okay, good. Thank you, Joanna, for noticing that. Number 5, Anderson. So this is, remember, we can also use the future with what we think about the future. So, yeah. Number 5, yeah. Yeah, I think John will. I think John will pass, yeah, all his exams. So remember, I'm not sure. I think John will pass his exam. I'm not 100% sure. Because if I'm sure, I'll say, John will pass his exams. I'm so sure of it. I know it. But this is, I think. I'm not sure. I think John will pass his exam. And number 6, Alan. Are you able or are you driving? So it's a question. When? Yeah. So if we do have a question, let me just go back to this rule. We can make a question with the 5 W's. Remember we talked about, actually there was 6. I remember now. Do you remember we counted them last time? There's what, when, will, why, where, how, which. So we start with the W's if you do want to add that, and then it's still the same. Will, subject, verb. So it doesn't change the structure. It's just adding the 5 W's before. The will still begins after the 6 W's. So so if this is the rule, when will you be 18? Yeah, make sure there's a question mark. When will you be 18? It follows the rule very well. Yeah. When will? Good. Let's go to 7. Fernando. Who? Yeah. Real Madrid or AC Milan. Who will win? It follows the rule very well. There's your rule right there. Who, one of the 6 W's, will win? 8, Natalia. Don't worry. Hey, Camilla. I'm sure you, subject, will get better. So this is the same as I think. So when you've got I'm sure, I think, I know, that's not the start of the sentence. So you got to look at these words like, so I've got I think / I know, I believe, I'm sure. Whatever, this is just before this plus subject plus the will plus verb. So we still have the rule here, but we're just putting, I think, I know, I believe, I'm sure, but this, it must stay the same. If I look up here, subject, will, verb, it's still the same, subject, will, verb. So it's just putting, I think, I know, I believe, I'm sure, but then you still got to do the same thing, subject, will, verb. It's just an extra, I think, because remember, I'm not 100% sure. I know is more to push the fact that I know I will see you tomorrow. I believe I will see you tomorrow. I'm sure I will see you tomorrow. So don't be confused. I'm sure we still need a subject, you. Yeah. Okay, let's do. So we Fernando, Anderson, Camilo, Bruno. Okay. So don't worry. Yeah, I'm sure you will get better. Nine, Roxana. Next week. So next week is the same as like these phrases. I think, I know, I believe. So it's just in the beginning. You still need subject, will. That's the first page of the extra material because we did the unit review yesterday. So next week, yeah, it will be. It will. Yeah, exactly. So subject, I'm going to change that to it, will, verb, be. Yeah. Good. So next week, I can take off next week, subject, will, verb. So next week is like this one as well. Slash next week. These are just in the beginning. The structure is still here for the future. Okay. Number 10. So we're on the first exercise right at the bottom, number 110, right at the bottom. Nicholas, nobody. 10, 11, 10. Do. So it's got the think. So remember, keep it in the beginning. Do you think? There's no will yet. So anything that says think, no, believe, sure, or next week. Is it a question? Oh, no, we have to change. So do you think? Yep. No. Do you think goes together? Do you think? Because it's not starting with will, it's got a different, it's starting with the present, the present simple. So you don't follow the rule of the question in the future perfect, the future simple. You don't start with will. So because you don't need to do that structure, because this is a different. Do you think it's just the same as it, will, subject, verb, will, verb. So do you think it will rain tomorrow? So you've got do you think. It follows this rule. You see how these are just phrases before? Slash do you think? So can you see here? Do you think it will verb? So if you have any of these words before, they must stay together. I think it will rain tomorrow. I know it will rain tomorrow. I believe it will rain tomorrow. I'm sure it will rain tomorrow. Next week it will rain. Do you think it will rain? So it's not the same as the question with the will, subject, verb. This actually still keeps the same subject in its place, the same will in its place, and the same verb, as if it's a normal sentence. Subject, will, verb. The only time we change the will and the subject is with the question when it starts with the will. That's the only time. See this one? Yeah. Okay, so 11, Nicholas. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody is the subject. So remember, no one. No one or nobody. You could say no one or nobody. And remember, that's about a person because we were looking at nobody and then or somebody, something, and somewhere. So this is about a person. No one. Will, that's our subject. Will, and then verb. Be, yeah, in the office tomorrow. 12, Camilla, the last one.
We will.
It's a question.
Okay.
And now I'm always looking if there's a question mark.
Will we ever find a cure for cancer?
Yeah. Will we ever find? Will we ever, verb. Will, subject, verb. Okay, easy. That was using the future simple. It's very different to the future continuous. It's very different to the perfect future and lots of other ones. Let's keep continuing. Number 2. So number 2, put the words in order to make the sentence make sense. So subject, China, will, verb. So that's just a sentence, a statement, an affirmative. China will become the richest country in the world. That sounds like someone is making a fact about the future. If you wanted to add your thoughts, I think China will become the richest country. So what we think about the future. So your thoughts. So number 2, Bruno.
People will.
Yeah.
People will
Yeah.
buy everything on the internet.
Yeah. So the subject, people, will, verb. People will buy everything on the internet. A fact about the future. Yeah. If you want to make it that's what you think, you would just add, I think people will buy everything on the internet. Because I'm not sure. I think. But this is like you sound, you're very sure. People will, 100%, definitely. I'm very sure. I'm very certain. They will buy everything in the future. Everything on the internet. Number 3, Joanna. So remember we looked at using the definite article the. The reason why I say definite article is because there's an indefinite article called the at and the and. So we're using the definite article the world. Yeah. So the world will get hotter. Bless you. A fact about the future. Yeah, a fact about the future. The world will get hotter. Mariana, number 3. Number 4. Yeah. So the subject is everybody or everyone will speak English. Number 5, Anderson. Who's our subject? Who's doing the action? Humans will verb. Yeah, so did humans will reach Mars
In
2030?
2030.
Yeah. So subject, humans, will, verb, and then it gave the time. So you can put the time at the end. The object, sorry, is Mars, and then it put the time. So you can put the time at the end of the sentence or in the beginning. I could start the sentence by, in 2030, humans will reach Mars. If I wanted to. It's the same as tomorrow. You know, tomorrow I will work, or I will work tomorrow. Doesn't matter. That time I can put it in the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. Number 6, Anderson. Sorry, you did the last one. Fernando. Unless you want to try again.
Extra one.
Yes, exactly. Yes, you will. So who's the subject? Always look for the subject first, because that's how we start the sentence. Subject, because it's not a question. So subject, will, verb, and then more information. So everybody.
Just remember.
What did you just remember?
Backstreet Boys.
Oh yes, body. Move your body. That's so funny. Everybody will live for 100 years. Yeah.
No, please.
Everybody will live for 100 years.
78.
Is enough. Is plenty. Is enough. Yeah. Subject, will, verb, more information. So let's go to number 3. We've got a conversation. We're going to use will, ill. Remember, this is connected to I'll or will or they'll, and won't, the negative. So let's do A is for Chiago and B is for Bruno. So it's a question. We start with the will, subject, verb. Will you be here tomorrow? And then Bruno says, so Bruno, will you be here tomorrow? That's what Chiago says.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be here tomorrow.
Yes, I will. Will you
Be alone.
Yes, I will. Yeah.
What about Cassia?
She will. So make sure the will sounds like she will. She will. Yep. She will. So you got to separate the sounds. She will be here.
No, she won't. You want. You want.
She won't. Okay.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's she won't. So
Wow.
she won't or she will not be here.
The other sentence is where?
Exactly. And then after, so
Where will
yeah.
she be?
So it's got one of the 6 W's. So it's still the same. Will, subject, verb. Where will she be? The last one for 8, she. Yeah, she will be. with Henry. Okay. Subject, she will be. Let's do number 4. A is Nicholas. C is Mariana. On the 1st of August. Now there's no of, but that's how we say it. That's how we write it. But how we say it is I will be in Amsterdam. So that's good. Subject, will, verb. I will be in Amsterdam on the 1st. So we even put the 1st of August. So that's how it's written, but this is how it sounds. On the 1st of August. So you need to have on the 1st of August. Hey, Melissa. Okay. Good question. Will you be alone? Question, start with will. A negative, no, I won't. And then a future positive, I will be with Henry. Yep. Yeah, don't worry. I will be very, very careful. Yep. Good. Let's go to the next part. We looked at also, so I'll just recap. We looked at the future simple using will, verb. Subject, will, verb. We made sentences in the affirmative, subject, will, verb. We made sentences in the negative, and we made questions. Questions with will, and then also questions adding some of the 6 W's. Which, when, why, where, what. And then there's 1 H, how. And we gave our thoughts. So it wasn't just we're very sure, but we also gave our thoughts that just by adding I think in front of it. I think. So that's still stayed the same. So I'll put them in the same color so you can see it still stays the same. It's just got I think in front of it. See that? Still the same. Just I think in front of them. Okay, then we looked at the article the and when not to use it. And I know that this is different in many languages. Some languages use it and some languages don't for the same words. So you just got to remember the rules in English. So let's read this about Washington, D.C., Fernando. And then for Machu Picchu, Roxana. Start. White. It's the White House. Okay. Machu Picchu, Roxana.
When you are take a tour of the city in the center of the living room, on like this, like physical
Yeah. So I noticed that it says Lima, which is a city, and it shouldn't have it should be and take a tour of the old city in the center of Lima. That must be it's a city, doesn't need the. Yeah. Marissa's downstairs. Who would like to go for a walk? because we're still.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you. Okay, so when to use the and when not, I'm gonna open up my older notes because instead of always writing them down again, I have them here. So remember, all these notes are up on Padlet. It would be here in, yeah, here. So let's check. We use the with names of deserts. Have we got that in our rules? No, we don't. We can add it. River, island, ocean, mountains. Okay, deserts. So I hope you're making a list. That's what I do. Make a list. See how I just found out that we use it with names of deserts. So I'm making a list. Add it to your list.
Remember the list.
But most importantly, remember what's is easy. But just remember what's on the list. Thank you, Camilla. Yes. So the name of deserts, the Atacama Desert, maybe that's in South America. Yeah. The Sahara Desert is another example. In Australia, we have the Great Sandy Desert. So you can see the Great Sandy Desert. Make sure it's capitalized because whenever we're talking about names of any of these rivers, island, ocean, mountain, countries, deserts, you must put a capital. Seas and oceans. Yep, oceans and seas. The Baltic Sea, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Mediterranean Sea. Rivers. We've got it here, the river. So the Amazon River, the Murray River in Australia. Place names that contain a plural, the Netherlands. So countries that are plural. We can add that to our list. So countries. Hey, Mauricio. Thank you, Natalia. Thank you. Perfect. So countries that are plural. I'll put country, but it's plural. So the Netherlands, I can't think of any other one. The Netherlands, country names that contain the word kingdom. So we've got here the United Kingdom, Republic, and States. So we can put / Republic. The Dominican Republic. All right. Yeah, the Dominican Republic of, something. That's it, the Dominican? Yeah, the Dominican. There you go. So that's the Dominican Republic. Yeah.
Belgium? Belgium, only Belgium.
Yes.
And Netherlands, it's Netherlands.
The Netherlands, because there's an S, plural, yes.
One continent.
I know, but because it's got a plural S, we must say the. I know, one country, but it's just its name has an S, so we must say the Netherlands, even though it's one country. So some geographical areas with the words east and west, we know like the West Andes, the East, the Middle East, north, east, southwest to talk about parts of a country, the center of the city, So we can add another rule, 10. That's saying the, and it's parts of a place. The, so we must put north, north, south. I'll just write north, east, south, west, parts of a place. Or center. Center. Which one? Number, which number? Ah, yes, west and east. Yeah, I have at number 6. Well, because it's got east. I think it's because it's got east, the name. Yeah. Yeah, it's not middle, it's the east. Because it's got the name is the Middle East, but it's because it's got the east in it. That's why. Yeah, like so if I look up other countries, with countries with eastern name. So it would be the countries with the east. Yeah, the Middle East. I can't think of another example. I have to look at a world map. See some countries with but yeah, I mean the Middle East, that's the most common one. So it's because it has the word east and west. This is just an example. So you see how it says the words east and west? So that's why, yeah, that's just an example, the Middle East. Okay, when not to use the article. Remember, it's called the definite article, the. When do we not use it? No article, when we talk about continents. So continents, yeah. Continents like South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia. Countries, I've got it here, country, Peru, Australia, Brazil, Colombia. We don't say the Colombia, Colombia. Colombia is a beautiful country. I don't say the Colombia. Colombia is a beautiful country. States in a country, Washington State, South Australia, Western Australia, New South Wales, Queensland. We don't say the Queensland. So any state, a section of a city, you don't say the. So I've got it here. States in a country. No, let's add it to our list. So I'm going to add it here. So states. So remember, I do have this on Padlet, so you can just print out if you want this. So states in a country. The rules are getting more, Camilla. Can you see how I keep adding? See, I'm adding another one for the no article. There's already 10 for the, and maybe there's more. Now, no article, I've already got 7. Cities and towns. Cities, yeah. Or towns. For example, Washington, Adelaide, Bogota, Peru, Lima. Yep. So no the. Okay. What is it? Paris. Paris. Yep, Paris. So cities or towns. No article. The name of roads and streets. I have to add that. I don't have it here. So let's add it here. So when we have roads and streets. See, already added another rule. 4, 5. Now we have 8. The name of roads and streets. Lakes. Have I got it here? Yep, lakes. Lake Titicaca. Titicaca. Yep. A single mountain, Mount Everest. Yep, single mountain, Mount Everest. But if the mountain it's a plural, we must put it with the Alps.
Teacher, only Everest, the Everest, no.
No, you say Mount Everest. There's no the. That's why it's a no article. Okay, so we've added some more to our list so we can see the definite article the and when to use it and when not to use it. Just have to remember. The best way to remember is just to add examples. Okay, let's practice. And then we've got 15 minutes before the test. So that's only on unit 12. But let's practice. So I'll go back. Let's go back and practice with our exercises. So we're on the next page. We have to add the missing article. So question 1, this is Anouk. She is from the Netherlands because it's a plural country. Number 2, Roxana. Yeah. Sri Lanka. Yep. Yes. Yeah, number 2. Yep. Yeah, is in the Indian Ocean. Yep. We have to add the here. Number 3, Nicholas.
384
thousand kilometers
from
the moon. Yeah, and I've got it in my list. It said, what did we say when we talk about when we talk about names of the planets, we say the Earth is 3,000. Because, yeah, you can say Earth is about the Earth. I would put the, because we know from the rule. But then, see, our home planet Earth is a rocky. Earth is about, you don't need it, because it's the start of a sentence, you don't need the Earth. See, Earth is about, it's kind of, if you want, you can, the Earth. I would not put it, because it's the start of a sentence. Yeah, I know. Earth is the 5th. Earth, maybe for Earth we don't put Down to earth, water on earth. Earth does not. Yeah, so it just says here, recently it has become common to write and speak of earth without a definite article. So using earth as a planet name. So this one is kind of like it's a modern thing now. We can drop off the. So the rule tells us yes, but it's become common. We can just say earth, like, oh my God, earth is an amazing planet. You know, the earth is warming up. So I can say the or not the, doesn't matter. Okay, let's continue. So it's become common to write it without a definite article. So I'll just put a note here. So recently it has become common to write and speak of earth without a definite article. Only for earth. I can't think of any other planet. Only for earth. It's become common to not put the article, especially when it's the subject. I think when it starts the sentence, you can just say earth. Okay, number 4, Melissa. Paris. Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. The Eiffel. So when we talk about towers, that should be here, right? Camilla, 11. The tower. The Tower of Pisa. The Tower of. So when we say that, when we say tower of a place, we put the. That's number 11. I added a rule.
Yeah.
So Paris is famous for the Eiffel Tower. So when we have it should be like that. So when we have the word tower to a name of a tower, the place, we put the. Number 5, Joanna. Yeah, the Black Sea. So we know for seas and oceans, we say the. So in the past, the Black Sea. Yep. In the past, the Black Sea was part of the Atlantic Ocean. 6, Anderson.
Here are 27 countries in the European Union.
In the European Union.
The European Union.
Yeah. Yeah. So the European Union. So I'm going to add it to my list. If we say union, 12, we need the. Union. Okay, 7, Fernando. Yeah, India. So the river Ganges. We know it's a river. Let's have a look at our rules. It's a river. Yep, has the. And 8, Chicago. Yes, the Czech Republic. So I think We have it in our notes. If it has republic, yep. The Dominican Republic, the Czech Republic, Kingdom, States, United, we must put that. Okay, 5 more minutes. I'm just gonna finish this. If you want, have a break. But we come back 7 o'clock for the test. Write the sentences. So add the definite article and make. Let's just go to the next part because I want to practice. When we used to say somebody, where's that part? Measurements. So you're okay to practice measurements? Let's quickly jump to that so we can practice measurements. I'm going to go to this page. It's like two pages more, extra practice. Remember we talked about water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Degrees Celsius for temperature, or degrees Fahrenheit in the USA. The Jiangsu Bay Bridge, I can't say that, in China is 26.7 when we talk about distance. Kilometers. The other one is what? For weight. So we're talking about distance. So kilometers. A blue whale, the largest mammal, weighs about
kilograms.
Yeah. How do we say the units? 120,000 kilograms. What are you saying? Tons?
It's a ton of
Tons.
pounds.
Maybe the American, they use different measurements. In the UK, we use the kilograms. And in Australia, we use kilograms. The size of a human lung is about 70. So we're talking about size, not temperature. Square meters. Remember, we talk about land, size of land, size of a building, whatever. Over 90. So it looks like we're talking about liquids when we talk about water or whatever liquid. So liters of the world's supply of fresh water is in Antarctica. Over 90%. Oh, it could be percent. Yeah. Over 90% of the world's supply of fresh water is in Antarctica. Yeah, percent. 6, the average person will drink. They're not going to drink the distance, liters. So the other one is for distance. Liters when we talk about liquids. Let's do number 2 and then we'll have a break. So the first one, temperature, 100 degrees. The second one, because we're looking at the questions from above. Yeah, percentage.
Okay.
And then we write 100. Sorry, 26.7 kilometers. Yeah. Number 3, it's talking about weight. So we put the so kilograms, kg for number 3, and we write 120,000. Number 4, that sentence above was talking about 70
Square meters.
Square meters. M2. M2?
M2.
No,
Yeah.
70 square meters. Yeah. Yep. Number 5, 90
Percent. Percentile.
percent. Yep. 90%. And the last one, we're going to write liters.
Square meters is quantity. Quantity? Yeah, no teacher. No error.
No, it's always talking about size of a land or a building or something.
No square meters, teacher. It's area.
Yeah, the area. Yeah, the area. Square meters. Number 4, square meters. Yeah.
The area.
Number 6, liters. So I'll put an L here. And then 75,000 liters.
Length.
No, liters.
No teacher.
Ah, length.
Yeah, there's words in
Ah, okay.
yeah, length.
So it should be quantity then.
Quantity?
Yeah.
No, quantity is kilogram. No?
Kilogram is weight.
Wait.
Yeah. So number 3, weight. I see. You got to use the words. Number 3 is weight. Let's start again. Number 1, temperature, 100 degrees. That is temperature. So I'm going to write the word temperature here. Number 2 is kilometers. So I'm going to write km. I'm going to write 26.7 here and then area.
No.
Length. No, length. That's not,
True. Okay.
no, that's length, sorry.
Length.
Length. Number 3,
Length. Length.
let me,
Teacher, it's computer.
okay, let me write it. Let me start again. That's why it's good to write here.
Area.
1 second. It will be very easy in 1 second. Okay, 1. So temperature. Ah, that's the first one. Yeah, easy. I could.
Temperature.
So this is the first one.
2.
2
Length.
is kilometers. And then 26.7, and that's length. Length. Actually, I'll take this all off. 3 kilograms.
Kilogram.
120,000, and that's weight. 4 meters square. 70, what we had in the sentence above
Area.
that, and it's area. This one is area. 5%.
Percent.
So I'm going to put that symbol, percentage. Where's the symbol? Here, percentage, 90, and percentage. 6L.
Length. Now zero. The word is quantity.
75,000, and it's quantity. Okay, that's
Yeah.
measurements. Okay, so that should be all the answers there for that part. Okay, so what we did, we looked at the future simple, making questions and negative with it. We also looked at using the definite article the. Then we looked at using measurements, knowing their symbols and what it represents. Like, what is it? Is it length? Is it weight? Is it area? And then we didn't have enough time to recap, but then don't forget, because unit 12 was also talking about when we used to say somebody, anybody, anywhere, anything, nowhere, nobody. So try and get a good idea of those. The best way is to divide it by, when we talk about people, it's got the body at the end of it. Somebody, anybody, nobody. Then if we're talking about objects, we say something, anything, nothing, nothing. Sorry, it becomes nothing. And then if we're talking about a place, it's got where at the end. Somewhere, anywhere, nowhere. So really quickly, you've got to start the sentence, some, any, no. And then the ending can be body or one. Then it could be, which we're talking about a person. If we're talking about an object, thing, or a place, where. So that's all you have to do. That's the start. This is the ending. This is the ending here. So where for place, thing for an object, body or one for a person, people. And that's the start. Somebody, something, somewhere. Anybody, anything, anywhere. Nobody, nothing, nowhere. So make sure you get a good idea of that. Okay, let's have a break because you guys have a test at 7 o'clock. I know you've only got a short break. 7:10. 7:10. We'll start 7. We'll start 7. But don't worry, you should finish early because there's no speaking because it's a summative, unit 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so Alan,